What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Hey, I'm gonna go over Tesla today. I had a really amazing trade on it. Um, all Bookmap, guys. All right. It's most important too, right? Before I even dive into this, right? You can just see the liquidity on it already. All right. Um, you guys got to whether you're trading large caps, small caps on it, you got to really zoom in. All right. Um, Before I even do that, it's still really important to break down zones. All right, all right. Yeah, this was a nice one too. I'm gonna break down this though in a different video. Okay, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Beautiful. Okay, all right. If you can see, this guys have different colors for everything. Okay, it's very important, right? Especially with the largies. Okay, I've been following a lot of pro traders. Okay, way different than from yeah. You got to break it down into daily, right, zones, okay? And you really got to break this thing down into like the 4 hour, okay, 3 hour, okay, 2 hour, 1 hour, and then a 30-minute one if needed, okay? All right, over here, this is a nice 4 hour pocket that I had. All right, this is also a daily one, but I also put this one up as a 2 hour zone, okay? Kind of see it a little bit more clear here. It also matches up with the 4. All right, when I'm doing this too, there's no trick to do this, okay? I make sure I go through all these time zones, time frames, and really make sure they align with the higher ones. All right, but this 2 hour pocket right here I thought was very important. Okay, this daily on Tesla today just reminded me of the dailies that I play in small caps. Really, right? It's like a gap up pre-market. It doesn't sell off and kind of sustains this even daily. And actually, I had this right, 2 hour supply slash daily supply. Right, I make sure I fill in everything as you can see right here. 4 hour. All right, this is a nice window gap that I had. Okay, but even in then, let's see if this is gonna pop up. I had a little 4 hour zone right there, and then another 4 hour zone right there. Okay, so I'm making sure I'm breaking these down. I want to see breakdowns. Breakdowns are super important, and then also how they try to bounce and then reclaim. All right. So yeah, that was the beauty thing on Tesla, right? Even after that, okay. Supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand. Just supply and demand. Okay. Very important. Okay. Now, this is that 2 hour gap. Okay. Now let's dive into the book because all these zones don't mean anything unless there's proper liquidity on this. Okay. Tesla makes my thing nice and slow. Cool. All right, here we go. That's good enough. Okay, bring this up a little bit. Okay, very important. They did a beautiful double bottom on the book against 211s. Okay, very important that you see this and you understand it. Okay, you can't see this if you're not really zoomed in. If you're too much zoomed in, it's just you're not gonna be able to see this. All right, they explain this kind of stuff on Bookmap, and if you follow a lot of other traders who really utilize this, it's really a great thing. Um, a lot of this that happens down here is pretty much the sellers are getting exhausted. All right, and then moving forward, when things start to crank, okay, zoom out real quick, okay, boom. All right, this is 211, 218s. Beautiful support at 1150, 211.50, okay? All right. Uh, all right. And the most important thing after that too is identifying overall structure and strength. Okay. And then after that, it's time to dive in. Okay. It's important that when things start to reclaim, that we have bids, follow up with price action. Okay. And then you want to see them start chasing the upper liquidity magnets. These are just limit offers that are set on the book. These guys are, oh, they actually pull this guy real quick, put him back on. and then buyers come in and actually take them out. All right, but these ones, these are set. They don't get pulled. All right, that's very important. All right, and then also on pullbacks, you really want to start breaking things down and start to see the strength on them. And then if you're not utilizing your book the correct way, you're gonna struggle. Okay, these are pre-existing or pre areas of interest. Areas of interest. You know, so when things start to pop up and pull back, it's very nice to see. I call these the so-called pivots, right? These are liquidity pivots compared to an actual candlestick top. Huh, cool. It's a great thing. All right, this is a nice book flip. Tesla did one right here. Talk about this in small caps. All right, if you see right here, the offer was on there and they boop, bam, wow, that's cool. All right, and this thing starts to go parabolic. All right, what does it do? Looks for the next liquidity offer. There's a guy or a limit order for 7,100 shares right here that stays on the book, and this guy comes out and takes him out. All right. Overall structure too. I know the market, SPY was bouncing. That's all. That stuff's really important. But if you actually saw SPY was already ripping, and Tesla was still pulling back and soaking essentially. Okay. Again. All right. Now, I've already been studying Tesla for a little bit now. Okay. It's going to be very important to start seeing how they call it price auction, right? You want to see how they're creating price auction throughout the whole day, right? So this thing kind of uptrended and then traded sideways for a while, or basically traded in this channel. Okay, you know, it really did try to kind of trade in this, a very uptrend channel. Didn't really break down, and then it kind of really stopped trying to break out, right? So you're not going to get the crazy PT points you normally would. But yeah, this is what this thing does, right? It's very important to be in the morning on this one to get some good averages and good reads, right, for the holds. All right, here we go. I'm trying to zoom in and show you. Okay, perfect. All right, so essentially this thing just pretty much traded in a channel all day. Okay. All right, basically, right there. So it just did this uptrend thing, right? And all it did was pull back. Yeah, I mean, if you really break this down and zoom in, the sellers got exhausted. Okay. However, I did see a lot of people. Looks like they're trying to aggressively short this, maybe puts. Okay. This thing was not dying. All right. And then you're gonna start be able to break down the volume dots better and look for true absorption and exhaustion, and then start to see the book flip. The book really never flips. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this thing is amazing. I thought Tesla was amazing today. I can understand if yeah maybe the choppiness of it and then maybe no follow through to the upside or downside. But the real reads and ads, I thought were down there for sure. 211s, because this was that zone, right? This is where it bounced off of. Very clean, did not break down. And when I trade small caps, right, I look for a nice weak open. I thought this was a decent weak open. I know this was had a lot of volatility in there, but I'm not going to base anything off the 1 minute candle open because of people who are overnighting calls and puts, right? You're going to get a very violent candle out of that one, always in the very beginning, right? 9:30 bell, boom, open volume market, people covering their calls or puts or whatever they're doing. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, but the volatility in the first minute is crazy. But then I saw that it started to trade sideways. And I'll be honest with you guys, I look at the book. So once I look left and I know I'm trading into a certain zone, I want to see that book build a base and hold. And if it doesn't, it's going to be super, super obvious, okay? When Tesla broke down this day right here, you can just see the amount of liquidity that it was running into over and over and over again. And every time it tried to do a relief bounce or bounce, there was an offer stacking down it, okay? So let's just Actually, this thing kind of, you know, it's not really a good example on this one, but I'll have a lot more examples on this one. I can pretty much go over a large cap or a smallie real quick, right? Let's go to, let's go to this moon. No, a lot of these really didn't set up. PBLA. Let's go. Cool. This is great. All right, guys, breakdowns real quick. When things are going to break down, all right, you're gonna have offers come in, right? Then you're gonna see no more buyers stepping up, and then you're gonna see offers come in again. All right, offers come in again. All right, buyers try on this one, and then it dumps. Okay, there was no support in this pocket. Whoop, right back down there. Right, that's how that works. But you're gonna see the book flip. Right, you're gonna see buyers try up here. This is a very not a good open on PBLA. It's just under a lot of structure that happened into pre-market. Okay, it's very important. But when things break down, you want to see them. You want to see the book get heavy. All right, you really want to see things. Okay, as things start to pull back, right? You want to start seeing the offer side start to get heavier and heavier, and this is exactly what it does. Okay, you know, they try to bounce it really quick right here, right? It thins out for a little bit, and then boom, gets heavy again. Okay. No true support, right? So when I look at Tesla and I see this too, it's this no different. All right, it's very important, guys, to understand the current order book. This is everything you need to see. This is everything that you're missing out every time you watch level 2 because you got to stare at it so hard, and then you're trying to come up with a thesis, but you get to see the whole liquidity that's on the book for the day, and it's going to flicker. If you see this right here, it's flickering back and forth. All right, if you don't understand this right here, this is very important. Okay, this order book percent. They're constantly trying to have a balance on it. So when it gets imbalanced, you're going to see things start to maybe potentially move into a different direction. All right, guys. That's pretty much I got for Tesla. Um, yeah. Hmm. I really had a really good average on that one. All right. Um, yeah, I already posted it on Twitter, but that's nonsense. That is so lame. Okay. All right, guys. Much love. Peace out, Mikey.